I watched more anime.
I did too, actually.
What did you watch?
I watched Attack on Titan.
Oh, me too. Me too.
What is going on now?
Joey's watched Joey's only and first anime.
You can't just drop this bombshell on me, guys.
I tweeted.
You know I watch anime.
I tweeted about how the first 2 episodes were wild, and then I immediatly silenced
Yeah, you
that thread.
You gotta mute.
I muted it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it at all. But I guarantee all the comments were like, "You don't watch anime."
By the time this episode comes out, I think episode 6,
something like that.
Yeah.
It's only 12 episodes this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's ending now.
Yeah, it's ending.
I
So,
had to go back a couple of episodes just because it really does just like throw you in.
Well, I mean, it is just a continuation,
Right.
Just from the last episode.
I think I'd completely forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's just the new season, right? So I was waiting for like the recap, and I was like, where is it? Where is it? What's happening?
Because like now anime has this thing where they call things seasons, but they're really not fucking seasons. Like it's just parts.
Yeah,
right?
it's final season part 2.
Yeah, right.
But wasn't there a part 2 of season 3?
Yeah, there was a part 2 of season 3 as well.
So season 3 part 1, season 3 part 2, and then final season part 1, final season part 2.
Because like the last season wasn't really a season because it was just a story arc that was cut right in the middle of the story, right? So I wouldn't really call that like a full season. You know? So this was just like the continuation of the Attack on Titan.
Yeah, and I
season.
completely forgotten about that when I started the first episode of part 2.
Yeah.
So weird to fucking say that. I hate that.
Final season.
Yeah, when I started episode 1, final season part 2.
Final season, the actual final season.
Yeah, the actual final season, supposedly. But
CGI looks pretty good this season.
Huh?
CGI looks pretty good this season.
Don't.
No, it doesn't look that bad actually. The Titans have gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
The CGI.
I don't know. I don't know. What people
I haven't actually watched the new Attack on Titan season.
I don't know if I'm just being like I'm just used to it, but yeah, I think the CGI Titans look a lot better than they did in the previous seasons. I
didn't really notice it until I saw on Twitter that people were complaining about it. I was like,
oh, well, they complain about anything CGI.
Yeah, exactly.
They feel like detectives. Like, I saw it. I found the CGI, guys. I did it.
Yeah, I saw it.
If we cross-reference the manga panel that they took this from,
like I saw a guy on Twitter like complaining about the CGI in Part 6 JoJo as well, like the other day, where he was literally like, I don't know who it was, but I saw an image where it was like a side-by-side comparison with like arrows of just like, this is Part 5, and this is how many CGI things are in the background, and this is Part 6, and this is how many CGI things are in the background, and I'm just like, we are getting to like the fucking Always Sunny Charlie meme at this point, you know, like, you know, I can't comment on the Attack on Titan final season CGI, but it wasn't too bad.
Why do people
part
do that?
1?
People just hate CGI. They just like the 2D art style. I get it. You know, obviously I would prefer 2D.
Yeah,
but I don't
I would
really
as
lose any sleep over CGI being included. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really care.
I mean, does it affect the story?
No.
Or the impact of the story?
No.
I get more annoyed when they just don't even animate stuff. Like I think there was a fight in the previous part 1 of final season that I wish they'd animated.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I realized final season.
Which part?
The final season, part 1.
Okay.
There's a fight in it that I wish that they'd actually done something with, but they just kind of didn't show anything.
Okay.
And they kind of like cut to the aftermath of it.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, well, that's shit. I'm like, show me something. Even if it's CGI, I'd love
Did it
to
have
see.
something to do with Levi?
Yeah.
Okay. I know the moment you're talking about. Yeah,
that one was kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
So
that was
really
disappointing.
show anything. That's where I'm like, okay, now this is shit. When they're not even showing the fight.
Yeah.
That's when it bothers me.
The only thing I would say that I think has been a step down is that the story of Attack on Titan final season has been amazing, but compared to like what previous seasons did, there wasn't like that epic, oh my god, fight moments.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the only thing that's really missing from this final season, or that has been missing, because like there are some amazing action moments in the previous seasons, and this one has just been amazing for the story and for the conflict.
Yeah, I look forward less and less for the action scenes and more so what's going to happen. Whereas, you know, like season 3, part 1, had that glorious scene, which you've probably seen all over because the GIFs are like
Levi
orgasmic.
one. Yeah, the Levi one.
That shit's insane.
Like anything involving Levi is just like,
that made me
come in my
nut the
pants.
first
It was kind of
time,
interesting because I remember when that came out, you know, everyone was like joking that Attack on Titan season 2 was so boring.
Yeah.
And then that scene came out in season 3. And
Part
everyone,
Part 1.
Yeah, right. Sorry, part 1. And everyone was just like, Attack on Titan hype again. Everyone was like, that one scene made everyone hype for Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
So it was so well done. It was insane.
Yeah. I mean, there were even like some scenes in season 2 that were like fucking incredible as well. Like,
people just didn't care because it took 5 years, right? Or like 4 years.
Yeah, it took like 5-6 years.
It also
it
was also the point. It was also the point where the story started to get had the political side of it all, like in the story and the world.
Season 2 was slow.
So it was a lot harder for people to get like hyped over. They weren't going to be like, "Yo, politics hype," you know. They weren't going to.
But I think that's just because it was like so different from season 1. Because season 1 was just like it was so fast paced and so action packed that people like
it was so cut and dry and like straight to the point. This is what's happening. You're going to get hyped for this fight.
Yeah. And I'm glad they slowed it down in season 2 and literally like built up the characters, built up this world, because now I think it's so much better for it. It's like a much
the payoff show for like the action scenes now has just become like so much greater.
Yeah.
Even though the final season part 2 right now, there isn't really any like fight scene that's made me go. Well, I mean, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but like there hasn't been a fight scene that's made me go like yo or anything like that. But
everything's a fight right now.
if anything, the one thing that's been talked about is that fucking face, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
That's been like mean.
I don't even know the context of that face, and I've seen it like on my timeline.
Yeah,
that caught me off guard.
That caught me off guard as well. Yeah, I was like, whoa, it's like a horror anime now. What the fuck?
I guess it'll be interesting to see how our opinions change when it's over, and to see our final thoughts on it.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
That would be interesting.
I've been following it now for like I don't know 6.
Do you feel like this is the anime that has like just defined this modern generation of anime fans?
Yeah. This is going to be the show for the next 10 years that when someone was like, well, I want to watch anime. What do I watch?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Attack on
You
Titan.
go back on the greats of the 2000s and it's like, well, Attack on Titan, obviously. You know?
Yeah.
It is. Like, as much as people want to be like, no, it's shit or whatever, because they want to have like a counter opinion. Like, no, it is like this
It's a great show.
This generation.
I'm interested to see how the ending is going to go down. Because whether it is good or not, because I don't know, because I'm not a manga reader, whether it's good or not, the anime community is probably going to explode one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Through discussion.
I still don't know how I've like fucking dodged all these spoilers. I don't know anything.
Yeah, because whenever you even like utter the word Attack on Titan ending, all the fucking manga readers come out of the shadows like war veterans being like, you'll soon see one of these
All I know
days.
is that it's divisive.
Yeah.
That's good. That means it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Because if it was everyone agreed like it's decent, I'd be like, fuck. Now that I know it's divisive, I know that I'm in for something good.
Yeah.
I'm like preparing a nuclear shelter for a fucking Twitter. That's when the ending comes out. I know that Twitter is going to be like a fucking landmine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped.
Any opinion will be shattered by the opposite party.
It's going to be one of those shows where you just need to watch it just so you can have a take on it. You know, your personality is going to be defined on whether you on what take you have on the Attack on Titan ending.
Match.com will be asking you what you felt about the ending of Attack on Titan.
So my credentials for a boyfriend over 6 feet thought the ending of Attack on Titan was good. If you don't fit these, get out.
That's how you know, man. It'll be interesting. I'm really, really hyped. And also, it's probably the longest anime that I've been following where it's like, okay, it's finally like an end is in sight.
Yeah.
And like an actual ending, not a, they fucked up the production. Oh, it's gone now. It's never coming back. It's like an actual wrap up of a long running thing.
Yeah. I can't even remember the last time I experienced something like this where I was just watching an anime and it was like, it just ended. And I had to wait years for it to end. Actually, I know it's Evangelion, but aside from that, I just realized it's just all come recently.
Start of Evangelion. You know
I wasn't there for the start.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, it's like because I've been there from like the beginning.
Like you've lived
through
the
initial hype,
yeah.
every single phase of Attack on Titan hype and controversy and everything.
Yeah.
I've been through it all. So having it come to an end is going to feel so weird. Because like, even like if you're like, all right, well, One Piece, it's like, yeah, but One Piece is around before you were around, right? Kind of while watching.
Well, it started in 96.
Right. Well, you weren't reading One Piece from the start, right? Like, imagine if you're like a 50-year-old Japanese salaryman who's been reading One Piece since your 20s. It must be like really weird to think that one day it's going to end.
Yeah.
And like
that's
you've
true.
been around for and conscious around every single phase of it.
Well, that's what a bunch of 50-year-old salarymen were like when Naruto ended, right?
Yeah, true.
They were like,
That's
weird,
weird,
or like Bleach, right? It's like, oh my god,
crazy,
it's fucking over.
I don't know. Like to me, the Naruto ending got like soured by the fact that Boruto, I think, was like announced right even like before it ended. So I'm just like, well, it's an ending. I'm emotional, but I know it's not really ending, and
because there's more of it.
Yeah, because there's already more of it.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
I wish I could go back and watch Death Note, like episode 1 through like 37.
Just log on to Twitch.
I know. I got on the shit. Oh, Hunter x Hunter as well. I could, but like going
join the anime battle.
Could you imagine if you were around when Death Note was if it was an anime only and it was like week by week? Holy shit, that would have been crazy. I wish I was there. But
I mean, I was there during the second half of when the manga was serializing.
Yeah,
and even that was fucking crazy. And even because it obviously started before I started reading Shonen Jump, right? So I had to like do a quick catch up to like keep up with everyone, and even then that was fucking crazy.
I can only imagine the levels of hype that it would reach nowadays if something like that dropped today.
Yeah, it was weird because I was one of the guys who was watching like Death Note when it aired, and it was just a different vibe because rather than people discussing it weekly, you just had people be like, watch Death Note, it's amazing. So you'd only get like discussions of the entire show after it finished, as opposed to, yo, did you catch the newest episode? Fucking a letter got removed from the alphabet. Well, that was fucking insane, man.
It's true though. I wish I could have been around with something like that. I don't even know. Like, it's so. I guess I don't know what the next show is that's going to be like that one. I don't know. Maybe Mushoku Tensei. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I hope so. I mean,
it's a hard shoe to fill, just because you very rarely see anime that literally appeals to everyone and has everything that everyone likes.
Yeah,
everything needs
I do hope the next one is Mushoku Tensei because they literally created a studio just to make this one show. But they kind of need to because of how long the story is. It follows like his entire life.
How many episodes do you think?
It'll probably need like 6 seasons.
6 seasons? That's not that many compared to like One Piece or something.
That's true. That's true. But like in terms of that many high quality episodes, that's like a lot.
That's true. It's a lot.
And it feels like more like an autobiography or like a biography of a fictional character.